Welcome everyone to the 11th, yeah I know we've got this far, ridiculous right, exhibition of stupid people. And today, in keeping with my promise from Twitter, we shall be covering Chantal Marie. I will not for the remainder of this video be calling you by Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, or whatever it is you choose to go by anymore. I'm going to be using names for individuals because I can't be bothered with the infamy that comes with the other ones. Since we last spoke of Chantal, many things have happened. Some things I consider a little bit unfortunate, things I would never wish upon anyone, including Chantal. But then there are other things she has done that I think should be and rightfully addressed. Many of you will undoubtedly remember her from my 2 videos on her through the Content Constable video series. I feel like I covered the majority of the important facts that circled around Chantal. There were a number of things I did leave out, but I felt they were so inconsequential that the overarching points of both videos stood on their own merit without them being inserted unnecessarily. Also, I got a lot of help from Irate Alex, greatly appreciated. Sub to him, link below. In both part 1 and part 2 of my Content Constable videos, I indicated that she had a bit of a trigger-happy finger when it came to copyright. Now, there's an interesting trend with the 3 people we're covering over the next 3 days. Yesterday, today, and, well, now Thursday, as I'm away tomorrow, sorry guys. In that the first person will copyright everything. The second person is a bit fickle, and the third never copyright claims. Has claimed they could, but would never actually do it, because I don't think they know how to. Chantal has a history of claiming videos. Chantal has a history of misusing the copyright system, and recent exploits have been, less than favourable when it comes to Chantal. So as many of you know, YouTube changed its system. It defined certain terms and words, and associated with them the possibility that videos could be removed if people felt they were being attacked for, and then insert your nebulous word here. Chantal saw this and went, oh whoa, I guess Toad McKinley's buggered. I'm going to have a jolly good time taking him down, which she didn't. In fact, many of her community posts where she indicated she would have since vanished, much like everything else in the community tab of her channel. One thinks maybe she, yeah, that criticism though, right? Whereas the first person, Gregory Jackson, now has disabled comments entirely, Chantal has on-off disabled comments. Tomorrow's, Thursday, sorry, rarely disables comments at all. I find this quite strange. Apparently I'm choosing them in order of, well, how insufferable they are. The first being the most insufferable. Something that Chantal doesn't seem to realise is that one of the things she confuses as, let's say, harassment is criticism. A lot of what she gets is criticism. People that react to her are reacting to what they see. It is an initial, immediate response. Granted, many of them know your history, but it is still an on-the-spot reaction with very little time to actually script anything. Unless it is, in which case, reaction channels are staged, which would make some sense to some creators, but I think a bit worthless when it comes to addressing, no offence here, but you. There is not enough clout in scripting how best to address you, unless you're me, in which case you just do it because I can't be bothered to do anything else. Your behaviour is what most would consider to be toxic, and you yourself, while claiming that other mukbang channels should be taken down, forget here that you're the one promoting an unhealthy lifestyle instead of others that actually do live a healthy lifestyle and do these videos while doing very healthy things to keep their weight in check. I, much like many people, would love nothing more than to see you lose weight and keep that weight off by living a healthier lifestyle. But you are trapped in a bubble right now where you are stuck. You have to do this to survive because you don't believe you could amount to much without it. I disagree. I believe much like Obese to Beast is a great example of somebody who has gone out of their way to go from being self-destructive to self-made, the hard work and dedication being best shown on him. And you could do that too, and I'm sure you could actually retain a whole new audience if the negative personality traits that you best showcase and in your recent content It's certainly there. The parping. Oh dear Lord. The parping. Wow. I always assumed it was just done, by the way, to create a niche where more people would be interested in watching you because you're the more unfiltered version of what somebody who does this particular kind of content is. I'd be hard-pressed to believe anyone eating some of the things you've been eating on camera doesn't parp just a little. Although I also worry about any bowel movement you may or may not have, because honestly, you've just recovered, or you are recovering, from a rather personal surgery. The surgery in question was linked in the description to most of your videos back in the day, because you wanted to reduce your weight so you can have the surgery to help yourself be able to have children in the future. I will not be hammering that particular argument home. I'm not that guy. But since the surgery has happened, you've had a number of incidents, issues, tearing stitches and such. You can't cook properly because you can't lift things, failing to think for a second that if you take individual bits and then get somebody else to simply lift the objects and put them in the oven for you. Pete's is a perfect example. He's your boyfriend, right? Or is it Bebe? I don't watch your content. I do apologise. I only watch the recent ones, and even then I can't tell what's going on. You just eat, and it's all really bad food. Some say helps with recovery to have greasy food. I don't think it helps to have several servings of McDonald's in front of you. Constructive criticism here. If you want to do better for yourself, why don't you do what you were doing, which was prepping meals in advance and cooking those meals, but making sure they're in a place where you don't tear your stitches to obtain them, or get somebody else to move them to a location where you can then use them. Your body needs to recover. I think we can all agree from what you have gone through. It's very hard for anyone to be sympathetic for the current situation you are going through when you are so busy considering even, to strike down other creators' content under a false pretense. We can all agree YouTube's system is broken when it comes to handling false claims, because you are able to get away with it and still retain your channel. Now you, after you got a fair amount of constructive criticism with regards to falsely flagging content that you don't like, cause feels, put out this little statement here, where my dear friend Irate Alex commented underneath. I tend to agree with the stance you've taken where you should do your own thing, but I also think if you are serious now that you're in a position where you've got to recover from a surgery and then get back into the swing of things, if you really want to lose weight, maybe you should pay attention to the comment you received on one of your videos here from Pistol Pete 2P, where all anyone wants you to do, some in fact want you to do, is succeed. All it takes is a bit of conviction, willpower and desire, and let's say a lot less sugar, quite a lot less in fact. Now I have some advice. This is genuinely what I think you should do. I think, with the number of outbursts you've made, an apology to those you have threatened would go a long way. Even if it is simply you on your community tab saying, I am sorry to those I threatened to falsely flag. That would certainly appease those who have encouraged you to drink gravy.
Gravy. Oh, gotta hold out the pinky.
Yes, I know you did that. Honestly, that was actually quite funny, and props to you. Yes, that applause was for you, and it was not entirely sarcastic. I also think that if you intend to proceed as a diet channel, then you should try and stick to one. Don't water fast, there's no point. Get help. See a psychiatrist. In fact, the one thing you really need is help, because you are not in a position where you can do this alone. There aren't many at your size that can do it alone. Having others to motivate you that will motivate you and not, well, let's call them saps, who exist around you to simply say yes, or barely speak at all, is not productive, constructive, or helpful in any way, shape, or form with you proceeding to go forward if you intend to lose weight. If your intention is to continue the way you are currently going, which is by definition self-destructive, by all means do so, but at least be honest and upfront about it. I personally believe there is still a chance for you to live a better quality of life, but you have to take all the drastic steps yourself to do it.